Guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. I am going to talk about save and splurge video. Now this video is basically going to tell you if you have to invest more money into a high-end product or are you happy with drugstore product. And I have hundreds and hundreds of products in my collection, as you know, because I really do this for YouTube, and I have certain categories that I prefer drugstore over high-end, or some other categories I would prefer high-end over drugstore. So if you guys want to see where or which category you need to invest a little bit more on the high-end makeup other than the others, then please keep on watching. Okay, let's discuss. The first thing we're going to go over how I apply my makeup. So let's start off with our brows, because that's the first thing that I do on my eyes. And for brows, I don't think until and unless there is a high-end product on sale, I ever buy a brow product which is from high-end. I always go to my drugstore products, and more so over, I always have like tons and tons of backups also for my drugstore brow products. My favorite one is from L'Oreal, and it's the Brow Stylist Definer, and I use mine in the shade dark brunette. That's what I have on my eyes right now. I also like my Maybelline brow pencil too. I often go use my e.l.f. for Wet n Wild, but definitely would rely more on the drugstore. My favorite, definitely Maybelline and L'Oreal, is where I juggle towards. I would definitely have those in my collection. If you see my empties video, you will see at least 6-7 brow products, because I use them so often. I don't feel the need of investing in a high-end brow product, and that's my opinion. These are my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt, but I definitely feel that's one category that you should definitely just go to drugstore and buy it, because you will definitely get such a beautiful effect or application from those products that you will not miss the high-end product. Okay, let's move on to primer. Now from primer, I again feel primers are so nice at the drugstore that I don't think you need to invest your money over a high-end product. Some of my favorites, let me tell you, is from Wet n Wild. This is the Impossible Primer. From e.l.f. we have the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. Both of them are more of like a pore filling primer. We have another one which is more like a gel consistency, but it definitely smooths out, blurs out all the imperfections and the pores. And this comes from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. I absolutely love this product too. You can see how much I've used this. I often use this. I would say this product I would recommend more for combination skin type as compared to the other, and I do have a combination skin type. And if you are more on the oilier side, I would highly recommend the Catrice, the Mattifier, the oil control primer. This makes your makeup last a long time. I really love these. Are my must-haves from the drugstore. You can go with any of them, you will not be disappointed one bit. So definitely yes to drugstore for the primer category. Now let's move on to foundations. Now when it comes to foundations, I feel like we have beautiful foundations at the high-end category as well as in the drugstore category. I would try out like a high-end foundation, and I absolutely love my Estee Lauder, the sheer longwear makeup. You've seen me wear that multiple times. You've also seen me wear the Estee Lauder double wear foundation. You've seen me wear the L'Oreal foundation. These are all like absolutely amazing foundations. The Fenty foundation, that's beautiful. I really love all these foundations, but I feel like if I have to repurchase a product, it is definitely going to be from drugstore, and I feel drugstore has some amazing foundation. I would highly recommend two brands for the drugstore category. I have one honorable mention too, because you can find that in Amazon, but these products I would highly recommend because you'll not break your bank and you will get a beautiful application on your skin. Let's start off with L'Oreal. The L'Oreal True Match foundation. Beautiful foundation. I am in the shade W6, and I have the True Match Nude foundation. Out of these two, I would still prefer the True Match Nude foundation. In this, I am in the shade 4.5 to 5.5 Rich Medium. absolutely love these foundation. It gives a little bit more like coverage on the skin. They're more like a medium coverage, I would say, but such beautiful application. I also love their infallible foundation. I have repurchased that foundation over and over again. I don't have that right now to show it to you, but I have non-stop used that product and I absolutely love that too. If I have to recommend one foundation, no matter what, if it is from drugstore or high-end, it is going to be the Maybelline Super Stay 24-hour Skin Tint. I am in the shade 322. This is my summer shade. It's a tad bit deeper on me right now, but I can definitely make it work. This is so liquidy, lightweight. This is my third bottle that I've repurchased. I definitely can see myself repurchasing this for a long time. I see myself, this is like my number one foundation in my collection, and that's saying a lot. I love this. The application is so liquidy. It gives me a medium buildable coverage, which I'm looking for. The smoothness on the skin, it blurs out my base so beautifully. I love this product, and you have several shades to choose from. I absolutely love it. And from Amazon, the honorable mention is going to be the Tilted foundation. This one, I am in the shade 33N Macchiato. You've seen me use this foundation again on like get readies with me. I absolutely love this for office. I love it. It's just so smooth on the skin. It's so lightweight on the skin. That's what I love about all these foundation. But if I have to recommend two, I would recommend these two. I really love it. So I feel like you should not splurge so much in high-end category. You get beautiful products in drugstore category. So far so good. We have all the areas that we've covered is from drugstore, so that's really good. Let's move on to the concealer. Now concealer, I feel like you have good concealers. You know, I talk about my Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer from drugstore all the time. My Maybelline concealer, that is really good. The L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, the True Match Nude Concealer, that is really good. But I feel like the effect that I get from the high-end concealer, I don't get the same from the drugstore concealer. So for that, I would say splurge on a high-end concealer. I have my three favorites to recommend to you guys. The first, there's no points for guessing. I've always spoken about it. This is the Tower 28 concealer. I have mine in the shade NoHo, which is number 10. It is such a beautiful, lightweight concealer. Underneath the eyes, you need a very tiny bit and it blurs out your under eyes so beautifully. It is pigmented, but you don't need much. I absolutely love it. The second concealer that I'm going to recommend is from Natasha Denona. I have mine in the shade NP10. This is a high glam concealer. This is what I have underneath my eyes. I just use a very tiny bit and it is so smooth and so glam. It is definitely like a special occasion wear concealer. I love the effect that it gives underneath my eyes. It is so beautiful. Like, you definitely feel like put together with like one drop underneath your eyes. I really like it. And third, my honorable mention is going to be from Lancome, and this is the Lancome Tinted All Over Concealer. Mine is in the shade Bisque Warm, but this is definitely a little bit more on the warmer side, so I do use it when I am more tan. But I would recommend these three concealers without a doubt. I absolutely love these three for concealer from the high-end category. I absolutely love it. Let's talk about powders. I feel like you definitely can find beautiful powders from the drugstore as well as high-end. It's just a matter of preference what you are gonna wear. So I would go either way and it is going to be absolutely amazing. Let me tell you my favorites. From the drugstore category, from the loose setting powder, the Maybelline Fit Me powder, you absolutely cannot go wrong with this powder. This is so beautiful. It is absolutely amazing. I have mine in the shade number 20 and this is so beautiful underneath the eyes. I definitely use the loose setting powder underneath the eyes and I go for more like a pressed powder all across my face. Absolutely love it. The e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, that is also absolutely amazing. And the Catrice True Skin loose powder, that is amazing. I feel like the drugstore definitely takes it out of the ballpark for the loose setting powder, but for pressed powders I do go for high-end more than drugstore. Drugstore, I do like the L'Oreal Infallible powder. Let me see, where is it? You can see definitely a dent in mine because I use it all the time. I have mine in the shade Radiant Honey, and I cannot tip it over because I have a huge dent going on. So you see that I definitely use my drugstore powders quite a bit, but I am going to recommend a few high-end powders too, which I absolutely love. Huda Beauty loose setting powder, mine is in the shade Peach Pie. I feel like in a week I at least use this 4 days out of 7 days in a week. And I absolutely love this. I cannot see myself not having this because this is a powder that blurs out everything underneath the eyes. I absolutely love it. Then I would also recommend from the press powder situation these two powders. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, mine is in the shade number 2. Again, you will see a dent going on here. This is more like an under eye powder for me. I don't use it all across my face. I use it very sparingly underneath the eyes. It is expensive, but also I feel like this is absolutely beautiful underneath the eyes. Again, it blurs, it finishes the face so nicely. I love that. I would also recommend the Florasis powder. You can go with any Florasis powder. It absolutely is beautiful. I love Florasis powder. That's one product that I would highly recommend. This one is with SPF of 50 in it, so that's why I use it all the time. This is their newest powder that they've come in the line, but I also love their press powder, the Jade press powder, as well as their baked powder. But this, I have used it so much from the time this landed in my collection. I've always used this. You cannot even see the embossment as much, just that's how much I use it. I really use it all the time. I love it, absolutely love this. This is the powder that I have on my face, on my entire face. So those were my powder recommendations that I would highly recommend. Now let's move on to the bronzer. Now for the bronzer category, I would recommend one bronzer, pressed bronzer from the drugstore, but rest all of my recommendation is from high-end. So I would say to splurge more on the bronzer from the high-end category. But let me tell you the bronzer from the drugstore that I absolutely love, because I feel like it rivals the high-end powders so beautifully. I really love this bronzer, and this comes from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible bronzer in the shade medium 350. I use this all the time. I don't even know if you can see the dent in it or not. I use this all the time. This is such a beautiful neutral tone bronzer on me. I absolutely would recommend this. If you have to buy one bronzer from all of this, a powder bronzer, then it's going to be this, okay? Because this is absolutely beautiful. This is my everyday bronzer. Okay, let's move on to the high-end side. From the cream bronzer category, I would definitely recommend high-end bronzers. So let's talk about the cream bronzers. Starting with Rare Beauty. The Rare Beauty's bronzer stick, I have mine in the shade Always Sunny. It is such a beautiful product. It is very blendable, very buildable. I use it so much. I really love it. This is more of like a warmer tone bronzer on me. This is definitely my tan shade. I definitely can make it work because this works beautifully on the skin. Then I would highly recommend this LYS Beauty bronzer. This is so emollient on the face. This definitely, I can use it all year round. I love this in the winter time more because this tone definitely works for me in the winter season. I definitely can make this work. It's more neutral tone, I would say, as compared to Rare Beauty. It will look so much more like cool toned. I really like this one. This one I have in the shade Harmony. And then I would recommend the Merit Beauty bronzer. This is also my tan shade. This is in the shade Leo. So beautiful. I can definitely make this work any time of the year, actually. This is so beautiful. Okay, very neutral leaning bronzer. I really like it. And then I also want to talk about the M Cosmetics bronzer. This definitely is more of a deeper shade on me, but I had gotten the lighter version also, which is Summer, which was very light on me, so that didn't work out. But Nomadic, I feel like, is very deep on me. So if you find a shade for this M Cosmetic bronzer, you would absolutely love it. But I feel like this is super deep. So that's the shade Nomadic. So I go with like a very, very light hand, and you'll see definitely the deepest out of the lot. And I definitely can only make it wear in the summertime. And this is because the formula is so moussey. I can blend this. That's how I can make it work. So now you can see after blending, doesn't look that scary. But the formula is very, very beautiful. So I definitely had to recommend. Now let's talk about the blushes. Now I would splurge on a high-end blush, okay? No matter what, I feel like the tones, the formula that are there in the high-end or indie blushes, I don't think you can find it in the drugstore area. Obviously, you can find beautiful products in the drugstore, but I feel like it just takes it, the high-end category just takes the cake for me for blushes specifically. From Glaminatrix, I would highly recommend the liquid blushes. This is called the Cheek and Lip Flushes from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I have all the shades from me, and it was kindly sent to me in PR. I have like a box full of their blushes, and I absolutely would recommend this. This is my number one blush formulas. If you are more into liquid blushes, you are not going to be disappointed in this, because I love that formula with my whole heart. I can definitely see myself wearing that in every day of my life. I will not be missing out on blush if I don't have any other blush, and I just use the Glaminatrix blush. That's how much I use it. But there are so many more formulas that I want to recommend. Let's talk about cream blushes. I would highly recommend the M Cosmetics blushes. These blushes are such a beautiful formula, very unique. I absolutely love these shades. I have the shade, this is Demure, which is my everyday mauvey, like a neutrally pinky toned shade. I really love that. That's Demure. I'll show everything. This is the shade Lychee, which is more a peachy tone blush. Absolutely love these blushes, like a favorite of mine for sure. And this one is my newest shade, which is Venetian Rose, which is definitely more mauvey and deeper. I also actually wanted the shade Bitten. That was looking so beautiful, like that berry shade. So Demure, Lychee, and Venetian Rose. So pretty. Sorry, this is Demure, Lychee, and Venetian Rose. So pretty. I really love these shades so very much, and on the cheek it looks so beautiful. I cannot even recommend this enough. I really love it. Very similar formula. If you would have crushed this formula into a pot form, the Fui blushes, I cannot recommend this enough. So beautiful. I have the shade Faded on my cheeks right now. It's such a moussey formula that I would recommend. Just go for one and you'll see how beautiful it is. And this one is in the shade Chilling, which is more like a redder tone blush. I really love it. If you're my skin tone and if you have Fui blushes and if you are absolutely obsessed with that shade, do let me know in the comment section below which is that shade. I would love to experiment with more blushes from Fui. Another formula which I absolutely love from the cream category, this is like a cream to powder formula, is from Rare Beauty, and this is the matte bouncy blush, and this one is in the shade Truth. Such a unique shade in my collection, and I absolutely love this. More like purple tone blush, which absolutely looks so beautiful. It is not that scary as it looks in the pan. It is absolutely beautiful. Let me show it to you. That's how Truth looks. You can see how beautiful that is. The shade is absolutely gorgeous, but also when you spread it out, it gives that matte blurry effect. I really love it. I would highly recommend those Rare Beauty blushes. Oh, one more cream blush, the Merit cream blushes. This is such a beautiful formula. If you don't like too much of blush on your cheeks, this is the blush formula to go for. This I have in the shade Fox. This is my favorite shade from the ones that I have in my collection. Definitely love it. I have my eyes on the shade Bespoke. I definitely wanted to try that. But the Fox shade is absolutely beautiful. I had the shade called Cheeky, also Beverly Hills. which I feel like I gave one to my sister, and I think I have the shade Cheeky, but Fox is my favorite shade. Out of the powder blushes, I would highly recommend the House Labs powder blush. This is so beautiful. This is in the shade French Rosette. This is beautiful, beautiful formula. I really love it. Very pigmented, very blurring. The packaging is to die for. Absolutely beautiful. And I would also recommend the Tower 28, the Get Set blush. This one is in the shade Culver Crush, and this is more of a peachier shade. I absolutely love it. I dropped mine, so you will see a little bit of damage here, but I've collected that and crushed it and I put it in a jar, so it's not getting wasted, but still such a beautiful blurring blush. I really love it. Would highly recommend these blushes. Oh, we did not talk about the powder bronzers from the high-end category. From the high-end category, the powder bronzers that I would recommend is from What's Up Beauty. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing on my face today. This is in the shade 30, which is tan. It is a beautiful formula. These marbling effect definitely makes it more neutral as compared to more warm or cool. I really love that. And the next powder blush that I would recommend from the high-end category is from Makeup by Mario. This one is in the shade medium dark. I absolutely love this. This is the soft sculpt bronzer. Beautiful tone. I really love this. This is more like a neutral tone. I don't like orangey tone bronzers on me, so I definitely love this one. Okay, so those were the blushes and the bronzers. Now let's talk about the highlighters. Highlighters, out of the drugstore, I would only recommend the Essence highlighters, you know, the old ones, or the Revlon Prismatic highlighter. Those are the only two highlighters that I would recommend from the drugstore. I would splurge onto high-end category for the highlighters, and I have 4 brands to talk about. Rare Beauty, you knew that this is coming. I have 2 shades with me, Mesmerize as well as Flaunt. This is the shade Mesmerize, which is more pinky leaning highlighters. Flaunt is more like a golden tone highlighter, which is like my everyday highlighter. I love this on my face. It looks so wet looking. It is absolutely beautiful. I would highly recommend this. Then Makeup by Mario highlighter in the shade Golden. Oh my gosh, you know how much I love it. I've been raving about these the soft glow highlighter, specifically in the shade Golden. If you are my skin tone, this is going to be amazing. I love it. It's like a soft gold shade. Obviously you can see the dent. I've made a pan in a highlighter. That's saying a lot. And then I would also recommend the Fenty highlighters. This was on a sale on Sephora. I don't know if you can find it or not. This one is in the shade Loose Change, which is a little bit more on the deeper side. It's more like a champagne-y rose goldy highlighter on me. I really love this. Really love this. It's so beautiful. It's so wet looking on the face. This is the highlighter that I have on my face today. Beautiful formula. Absolutely love it. And then last, certainly not the least, I would highly recommend the Ofra highlighters. If you like a blinding highlighter, you need an Ofra highlighter in your life. I absolutely love them. This is the blush palette, which has like 5 shades from them, and this is all that you need for every shade of your desire. I really love it. Out of this, my favorite is Rodeo Drive and Blissful, which is, this is Rodeo Drive and this is Blissful. I really love them. I use it all. Actually, I really love this formula. Okay, so those were my recommendations for highlighters. Okay, let's talk about lip liners. Now, when I talk about lip liners, I feel like this is a category that you can find so beautiful formula from the drugstore category that I don't think that you need to invest your money in the high end. From high end, you obviously can find beautiful highlighters from Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, from MAC Cosmetics. You have a lot of lip liners that are really beautiful in the high end category too. Freck liners, beautiful, but also I feel like if you don't want to invest a good amount of chunk of money in lip liners, you have beautiful long lasting formulas from drugstore, which I would highly recommend. My favorite out of the bunch, I would say, is the Maybelline lip liners. I have quite a bit of a collection from the Maybelline lip liners because they're definitely my absolute favorites. I'm finding the most used one because that's tiny. I have to find where it is. There you go. I have so many, but definitely cross the line. I'm a big brown person, brown lip liner person. I love this formula. If I have to recommend one lip liner formula, it's going to be the lifter liners from Maybelline. Absolutely love it. But I also absolutely like their the NYX Line Loud lip liners. Beautiful formula. This also I have a bunch. I just have to find where it is. Okay, I have one more somewhere, but I love their brown lip liners. I have the shade Blessed Total Baller, two Blessed Total Baller, and the shade Rebel kind. Total Baller is missing, but those are the brown lip liners that I would recommend, especially if you are like a medium tan skin tone like me. I really love these lip liners too. Let's talk about lipsticks. Now, lipstick is a category which I actually splurge as well as save from high-end and drugstore, but I feel like you absolutely can get like lovely formulas from drugstore. So I would lean more towards drugstore formula. Some of my absolute favorites is from Milani. The Milani's this, what is this called, matte fetish lip line lipsticks. Beautiful shades in the line. I absolutely love them. I think I have majority of the shades from this line except like the two hot pinks or reds. I do have a red too, but except the hot pink shades, I absolutely love. The nude lipstick line from this Milani is beautiful. I also absolutely love the L'Oreal lipsticks. You can go with any L'Oreal lipstick. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. I love this one. The cutting edge cork is absolutely amazing. I love these golden ones too, which is, let me tell you the shade. This is cutting edge cork, which is more like a brown lip liner. This is actually what I'm wearing, so you don't need to see that. And then I also have this. These are the satin lipstick formulas. I have the shade Worth It Intense, which is more of a brownie nude. And then I also have Worth It Medium, which is more of a mauve shade. Absolutely beautiful formula and stunning. It applies stunningly on the lips. Like such beautiful creamy formula. I absolutely love this. And then from Maybelline, I would highly recommend their lip vinyl formulas. These are my top two. I have several more, but Cheeky and Punchy are my favorite shades. Cheeky is definitely more like mauvey, very everyday friendly. You will see a theme going on here because I love a good like mauvey tone, brown tone lips. These are definitely my favorite out of the bunch. So the first one, this one is Cheeky and this is Punchy. Okay, very pretty. If you want a lipstick formula that would last for a long time, I would 100% recommend the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink formula. I have several with me. I have this one which is out. This is the shade Chai. Very neutral tone, brown tone lip. I absolutely love this one. And then e.l.f. lipsticks. They are also absolutely amazing. I love these lipstick. They very much rival the NARS lipstick. I love these. This one is in the shade Drive, more like a 90s grungy mauvey grayish shade, and this one is in the shade No Doubt, which is more of a nudie brown shade. It's more like a mixing shade for me. I really love that one too, with like a brown lip liner. That's beautiful. Okay, such amazing lipsticks. And then last, certainly not the least, from the drugstore, I would highly recommend the Jason Wu lipstick. You've seen me rave about these lipsticks so many times on my channel. Again, I have so many more, but these three are my absolute favorites from them. I have the shade Apple Pie, Hot Nutmeg Spice, and Danish. So let me see and swatch it for you guys. So that's Apple Pie. It's such a unique shade. It's like an orangey corally shade. Beautiful. And then this one is in the shade Nutmeg Spice, which I wear the most because, you know, 90s grungy brown person. I love it. And this is Danish, which is very unique. It's a purpley tone lipstick. Beautiful on the lips. Okay, there you go. So these three shades: Apple Pie, Nutmeg Spice, and Danish. really pretty. Like if you like matte formula, you would absolutely love it. And you can find it at Target. I really love this one. Very, very beautiful. Okay. So those are my recommendations from the drugstore. I really love them. Now let's talk about setting sprays. This is a category which I really like from the drugstore as well as high-end. Do you need to splurge in the high-end category? I don't think so. I really love the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Spray. I use it all the time. I also love, love, love the Morphe Jumbo Continuous Settings Mist. I really love this one too. It works. It absolutely works, and it is lovely. I love from Milani the Make It Last Setting Spray. I also love the L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. I really, really love that one too. I have several from the high-end category too. The Benefit Professional Setting Spray, that's amazing. The Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray, that is amazing. But those are the only two that I really fall towards from the high-end category, but I would stir you towards more drugstore because they have amazing formulas too. Okay, let's talk about eyeliners and mascara. Drugstore, without a doubt. I don't even have to think. I absolutely love the NYX liquid liner. I swear by my Wet n Wild Break the Proof liner. Absolutely love them. With these two in mind, I don't think you need to buy any other liquid liners in your collection because they work beautifully. The Wet n Wild, I think I've like purchased it like 12 or 13 times. I really love that. From the mascaras, I absolutely would recommend and tilt you towards the drugstore category. I love the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. That's the one that I'm using right now. But I also swear by the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Out of these two, I would recommend the L'Oreal Lash Paradise more than the Telescopic Mascara because I'm using it right now. So that's why I did not open this one. But you just need a drugstore mascara. Absolutely amazing. Now, last, certainly not the least, let's talk about eyeshadow palette, and you absolutely know what I'm going to recommend. I don't feel comfortable recommending drugstore eyeshadows. With the amount of eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection, I would definitely stir you more towards indie brands. Out of the collection that I have, I've easily like around 200 palettes in my collection. I would say 85% is more indie brands, and then I would say the rest, out of the rest of the 15%, I would say 10% is more high-end, and maybe 5%, if so. Like I would say not even 5%, maybe 2% I have like drugstore. I've never fallen in love with drugstore formulas as much as I fall in love with the indie brands as well as the high-end categories. I would highly recommend like some of the favorites that are there on my desk. I would definitely recommend Fantasy Cosmetica, Blend Bunny Cosmetics, Kaima Cosmetics, Adept Cosmetics, Ensley Rain, Unearthly Cosmetics. There are so many brands that absolutely kill it in the eyeshadow department. From the high-end category, Huda Beauty and Natasha Denona are my go-to. I just have Natasha Denona Bloom sitting in front of me, but there's such beautiful formulas that I would highly, highly recommend more going towards indie brands and high-end brands rather than drugstore. And that is my save or splurge video for you guys, which I feel, just giving you a synopsis, I feel like brows, drugstore, primers, drugstore, foundations, drugstore, concealers, high-end, powders, you can go either way, drugstore or high-end, bronzers, high-end, blush, high-end, highlighter, high-end, lip liners, drugstore, lipsticks, drugstore, setting sprays, drugstore, eyeshadow palettes, high-end or indie, eyeliners and mascara, drugstore. So I feel like it's a very half and a half split. I would 100% recommend going towards indie and high-end for eyeshadow palettes for sure. No matter whatever, everything else if you buy from drugstore, I think you'll be set. But eyeshadows, definitely I will stir you more towards indie and high-end because I feel like the way they have their eyeshadows, they're absolutely amazing. I'm actually wearing the Cradled in Ice palette from Fantasy Cosmetic on my eyes right now, and I do have a get ready with me using my refer brushes video. That's where I did my this look. So I'll link it in the iCards above if it's already up already. But that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You guys have to tell me out of these which are the categories that you agree with, which you would splurge a little bit, and which is like your absolute favorite things from your drugstore brands. You have to let me know if I've not mentioned that already. But that's all for today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.